Nuvalent, based there in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's a cancer drug company, up 38%.
Ooh.
So it's being bought out by the UK pharma company GSK for $10.6 billion. This is about $124 a share in cash, and it's a 40% premium over Nuvalent's closing price on Monday. So what does this do for GSK? It secures them a U.S. biotech firm with development treatments that's developing treatments for lung cancer. It's an area JSK is looking to get into, and they're also trying to offset the patent expiration of a popular HIV drug. So they're, buying up, doing some of these smaller deals. Wall Street didn't think it was too small, though, and actually they think it may be a little bit rich at $10.6 billion. Shares of GSK, by the way, were down about 2% earlier, but now they're a little changed, so they've come back quite a bit. 2 of the 3 medicines that GSK is acquiring are in their late stage trials. The FDA expected to decide on approval later this year. They said they could both be blockbuster medicines when it comes to lung cancer treatment.
Good.
How quaint. It's not semiconductors.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
little healthcare.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to JM Smucker, because you got to get a little food here.
Orville, Ohio. I'm not sure where Orville is, but it sounds middle
Sounds
American to me.
good.
Yep.
Is that where Orville Redenbacher's?
Oh, I don't know. Let me do some Googlage here. We'll get
All right,
back to you.
SJM is the ticker symbol, up 4.7%. Makes jelly, yes, we know, but also a whole bunch of other things, including coffee. And that's one of the reasons why sales were so strong. Fourth quarter profits and sales beating the street. But you know what? Not because they necessarily sold more, so it's not because of volume. It's because they raised their prices. And we paid more for these things. So sales volume actually decreased for Dunkin' and Folgers brands, but increased for Cafe Bustelo.
Oh,
I don't know
this
that
Cafe
one.
Bustelo. Yeah, when I was growing up in the city, I went to high school, had a best friend, would go to her house, her mother's Spanish, and they always, from Spain, and they always had Cafe Bustelo in the house.
Oh, okay.
And I loved it. And I said, Mom, they're so cool and hip, and we have to get Cafe Bustelo. And she looked at me and said, we're sticking with
Sarah, you're killing me. Out on YouTube, she got images of Uncrustables. So my first eval, you know how you do like employee evals?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And so like page 4 of my eval, they go, what does Bloomberg need? And I said, Uncrustables in the food court.
Yep.
Well,
and I keep asking every year. And I have Cheez-Its. That's good that I have Cheez-Its. But
well, they help JM Smucker's bottom line. But like other packaged food companies, they're contending with, consumers who are changing their eating habits. They're financially strapped. So the company said it's working on ways to cut costs and also stabilize the Hostess brand, which it bought just a few years ago.
Stabilize? I personally stabilized. The Hostess brand was...
Look out. All right, let's move on up the mountain to Vail Resorts, ticker symbol MTN. Guess what you need to make money if you're a ski resort?
Snow.
I think so. And they didn't have it. They didn't have it this past winter.
Year.
So Vail Resorts says next season's pass sales are already down.
Yeah.
Because of a challenging year, especially out west, Colorado, Utah. Really tough time.
I would say
were you out there, Paul?
I was out at Aspen this year. The past 20 years, snow has been great out west. But last year was a bad year, and it happens. But I'm not sure it's a trend. And people complain about Vail. They're so corporate. But all I know is they invest tons of money into their resorts, and they do a great job, I think. And so I know people say, oh, it's a big corporate ski. But you have to invest so much money in these places, and they do. So I don't know. I think they do a good job.
Round trip back to where it was 2017.
Yep.
Alexis, thank you so much.